trying to get ahead. At times I feel like giving up instead, but I know I've got to keep that passion burning in my soul. It's so hard to find my way, so much to push through every day. There's mountains to climb. I'm gonna use my will, I'm gonna take my time. Keep that passion burning in my soul. Cause you don't know just what you'll find when you get to the other side. I can't hesitate, it might be too late. Just take it one day at a time. Take a chance and dive right in. I can't worry if I lose or win, cause life is just a game. When we go, we all end up the same. Let's keep that passion burning in my soul. You're gonna find when you get to the other side. So don't hesitate, it might be too late. Just take it one day at a time. Oh, when I take a look inside my heart, I know now is the time to start. I've gotta find the inspiration. Use my imagination. Keep that passion burning, burning. Keep that passion burning, keep it burning. Oh, keep that passion burning in my soul, in my soul. Keep it burning, keep it burning. Oh, keep it burning in my soul. You know I gotta keep it burning, keep it burning every day in my soul.
The making of a soul, the making of a soul. I'm busy with the making of a soul. I've come as a magician and an ordinary man to make a contribution and be part of the plan. There is no destination, the journey is the goal. I'm busy with the making of a soul. I'm busy with the making of a soul. Part of me's an artist, part of me's a fool. I have no map to guide me, there is no book of rules. The only thing that's certain is joy will lead me home. I'm busy with the making of a soul. Busy with the making of a soul. The making of a soul, the making of a soul. I'm busy with the making of a soul. Lurking in my shadow are things I must reclaim. I call them out of the soul. I'm busy with the making of a soul. The making of a soul. The making of a soul. I'm busy with the making of a soul. Testify, Brother Russell. God unfolding, I trust and fully give. All that really matters is that while I live, my gifts are what is needed. The universe is home. I'm busy with the making of a soul. Busy with the making of a soul. The making of a soul, the making of a soul. I'm busy with the making of a soul. The making of a soul, the making of a soul. I'm busy with the making of a soul.
Good morning and welcome to the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living, where we're having a beautiful soft snow outside. It's a winter wonderland right here in Paoli, Pennsylvania. So glad you're here. I'm Maxine Kaye. I am blessed to be the spiritual leader of this beautiful spiritual community. Now, this is, in the past, this might have been a snow day where we let everybody know, don't come to church today because it's snowing and the roads are icy. We don't do that right now because you don't come here usually. And what we do is that we just live stream right to you wherever you happen to be in the world, and wherever you are in the world, wherever you are on your spiritual journey. Oh, you are so, so welcome here. We love being with you from the Inspiration Cafe. And today we're going to be celebrating love. In fact, I think it's a good thing to celebrate every day because we're all in the process of co-creating a world that works for all. How do we do that? By utilizing our beautiful spiritual tools, science of mind principles for every imaginable human experience. And we do that individually, we do it together. Even when we're not all meeting together, we are still supporting each other spiritually, lovingly, compassionately, and wisely. We also are aware that one of our main opportunities in this life is to awaken humanity to its spiritual awareness and its spiritual magnificence. We first become aware of who we truly are, begin to live out of that authentic self, and then realize how truly magnificent this life is and how each of us, as an individualized manifestation of this beautiful life, each one of us is magnificent too. We also have a purpose statement here at the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living, and you have an opportunity to share it with us if you care to. Are you ready? Living, loving, learning, spirituality that works. Amen. Now let's have an opening song by our beloved Daniel Nabod, and it's called My Soul is Welcome Here.
I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm in the right place, at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place, at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is welcome
Yes, it is. All of our souls are welcome here. Thank you, Daniel. That was wonderful. I think I'd like to have a word with kids. May I? Would you like to just spend a few minutes with us here? Then you can go back to all the wonderful snow day things you're doing, staying nice and warm in the house. What is tomorrow? Something special happening tomorrow? Have you opened your mailbox to see if all those Valentines have come in yet? Like Charlie Brown used to do? No, not like that. Well, you can have a wonderful, special person in your life that you'd like to make or purchase a Valentine for. You can have a lot of friends that you wish to share your appreciation for. Give them a Valentine. My kids, when they were little, we used to make Valentines. Remember, we'd cut them out of red construction paper and put like lacy stuff around and decorate them and put goofy sayings on them. And some people just go buy them in the store, but it doesn't matter as long as we have a way to let people know how much we care about them. It's kind of special, very special. There's a proverb, an Arabian proverb, that says, a friend is one to whom one may pour out the contents of one's heart, chaff and grain together, knowing that the gentlest hands will take and sift it, keeping what is worth keeping, and with a breath of kindness, blow the rest away. Do you have friends like that? Do you have someone that you can talk with and someone you can share your feelings with and you trust them? You know that they care about you, you care about them. Do you know that these people are made out of the same presence of God that you are? And that even if we get into a fuss with a friend, you ever do that from time to time? Little fuss with a friend? That's just stopping and taking a breath and remembering that they're made in the image and likeness of God, in fact, out of that very life, just as you are. That deep within them, there is that love that is eternal. It's always there. And so when we take a breath and close our eyes and see the beautiful being that's right there in front of us, we can remember who they are, remember who we are, and something kind of magical happens. The Celtic, that's the Irish people, had the idea that having a friend that they called the Anam Cara was something very, very special, and that we could all have not just one, but many such Anam Caras in our lives. And that translates into English as soul friend. That's what I'm going to be talking with your parents and grandparents and older friends about today. An Anam Cara, someone who loves you, someone you love, someone you're comfortable with, someone you feel good about, someone you trust. Let's have more and more of those wonderful friends. And the best way that I know to get a friend like that is to be a friend like that, so that you become the person who will listen with your heart rather than your judgment when someone's sharing something with you. Listen with your heart. Take what they're saying and sift it, gently sift it through your fingers, and save what's important and good and loving, and let the rest just blow away. That's the best kind of Valentine's Day I can think of. So enjoy it. Let me know. Let me know how that works out for you, okay? We love you. Glad that you're with us. Can hardly wait till we can see you again soon. Okay, now let's have a meditation, shall we? Have a meditation. Do you remember the old days when we were at the center and I would walk around the entire congregation? It was something I really loved, just sort of feeling as though I was so close to each person, occasionally kind of touch a shoulder. I'd go around meditating. And I think they might have liked it too, but I know I did. So I'd like to have you imagine that I am walking around behind you, maybe gently touching your shoulder, and just connecting with you so lovingly. Okay. Let's take a deep, holy breath. Breathe in that life of spirit. And exhale anything that might have been contrary to that in our minds and hearts. Any false belief in being separate from our source and from one another and from our loved ones. Breathe in love and breathe out that love so it goes forward and touches and blesses and lifts up everyone that we think about and everyone we see, those we live with, those we work or go to school with or play with, those who are just strangers on a train or walking down the street or in a store. We're one with the one. We are one with one another. And in the mind and the heart of God, there is no separation ever. And so coming into the place where we are enfolded in the unconditional love of God, we simply rest. We simply allow ourselves to be loved. For we remember that God is love. It is a synonym for God. That infinite love is one of the most beautiful substantive qualities of spirit. And since we were made in the image and likeness of God, truly out of the very substance of the divine itself, then our essence is love as well. We are love, we are loving, and we are loved. This is a beautiful moment. Simply allow ourselves to experience that divine embrace, to feel the presence that is permanent amidst the external changeless conditions. Feel the essence of love that is eternal within you, around you, everywhere present. This is the capital R reality. Let's allow this love now to move out into the room where you may be. Let it fill the room and let it touch anyone within that space. Feel yourself connecting heart to heart with these precious people. Now let the love move out and fill your entire dwelling, lifting the energy in every room, bringing peace and compassion, so that everyone who enters each of those rooms instantly is in love with the love of life. And now let that love move out beyond your house, fill your neighborhood, and imagine all of the people there being touched and lifted and blessed, and not knowing why, but simply feeling loved and loving and touching that divine center within them that remembers who they are. Now let the love move out beyond your neighborhood, through the state or the commonwealth, and into the country and into the world. And let's bathe this world in love. Let the love light shine so warmly that consciousness prevails, that people are loved, lifted, touched, blessed, healed. This love is the greatest power in the world. Let it move out and let it return slowly to the country, to your state, your neighborhood, your home, your heart. Come into your heart for a moment and just feel the energy of love shifting, blessing, healing, and nurturing in the silence. Love is all there is. Love is who you are. How gratefully we allow ourselves to be continued in this divine embrace and to bless every being in our lives and in this world with this sacred love. Now I'll invite our practitioner of the day, Joe Lurkwin, to open us up with a spiritual mind treatment.
Good morning. Welcome to this Sunday celebration. My name is Joseph Lurkwin. I am a practitioner with this center. I will start with an affirmation from Treat Yourself to Life by Raymond Charles Barker. I am not afraid of any situation, person, place, or thing. Therefore, I now declare that in the midst of me is a power and a presence of God sufficient unto every situation. I rise up in the dignity and integrity of myself as a spiritual being, and I know that the power that supports this universe supports me, and I allow it to do just that. I will state this treatment in the first person. You may take it for yourself. This is what I know. I know that there is only one Spirit, one God, one source, one. I know that I am of the one, as is everyone else listening to this right now, and everything else. I know this is the absolute perfection of the one, for that is who and what I truly am. I know that my life and my world are all revolving around the one. I know this is the truth. And I know that the light of God is within me right here and right now, glowing brighter and brighter as I speak, knowing that this is the perfect being of who I am. I know that my life is wonderful, and I am very, very pleased to be with everyone else and to be part of the love of this universe. I know that all the joy and all the benefits that is possible are within me right here and right now. I am at peace with everyone, knowing that peace is the proper place to be. The peace is what God gives and God recommends. I know that I have the power to do these things, knowing all is the wonderment, all is perfect. I know that everything is absolute in my life and everything is as I choose it to be. For I know this is what I am given and this is how I react to everything that's around me, knowing that the peace and the beauty is always there. I am very grateful for this teaching, for this knowing, for this knowledge, for everything that I have and everything that is given to me and everything that is available to me right here and right now. And I release this knowing it is already done, it is already complete. As we say together, and so it is.
Thank you, Joe. Let's now share together our affirmation for the day. I celebrate my union with the divine, which makes all human relationships loving, creative, and fruitful. Well, it is still February, just the second Sunday in February. Our theme for the year that came from the Centers for Spiritual Living, which we love, is called Living Everyday Wonder. I'm looking out the window at the snow coming down. I'm living everyday wonder. And the theme for this month that we have chosen here for the month of February is Living in the Global Heart. Isn't it wonderful to think about this huge global heart in which we all live and move and have our being, and doing our part to bring our love to the greater love and making a beautiful difference in this world. And today we're talking about Anam, Cara, soul friend from the Celtic. And of course you had a little hint of this already because I was speaking with the kids about it. It's not too early in one's life to learn about Anam, Cara. This is a wonderful book that was written by a Catholic priest, John O'Donoghue. His book is called Anam, Cara, A Book of Celtic Wisdom. And his quote that I'd like to begin with is, "Since the birth of the heart is an ongoing process, love is the continuous birth of creativity within and between us." Imagine that our heart is continuously growing in love and that we have the opportunity to assist that growth by entering into conscious, compassionate, caring relationships. They help us grow. Did you ever think of that? That your relationships, my relationships, help us grow along our spiritual evolutionary path. You see, it is our deep connection with divine love that invites our sweet, compassionate, creative connections with others. And this is far beyond any commercial holiday. Yes, we have Valentine's Day coming up tomorrow. We are actually, when you think of it this way, we are all angels with one wing, needing each other to fly. You like that? I love that. That we do our part, we keep our wing nice and strong, and then we connect with others in a very positive, loving, creative way that is different than just sending a nice little card to someone. It's saying, I am here as your soul friend. Let's work together, let's fly together, let's make a difference in our lives and in the greater world together. You know what? Reverend Mike and I love Pennsylvania. You've heard that over the 7 years that we've been here. And even more, there's so much we keep discovering. And not just those wonderful little back roads. It's like, ooh, here's another one. Isn't this pretty? But it's the history. It's amazing, and it's way beyond the Liberty Bell. We have been thrilled to learn over the years about the Underground Railroad and Pennsylvania's part in it. The Friends, Quakers, who really established this. Remember William Penn, the wonderful Quaker? How did we get the name Pennsylvania? Penn's Woods. And there's lots of green trees around here, many woods that William Penn fell in love with. It has become known as the city of brotherly love. And what I heard some time ago was this wonderful phrase that is becoming my mantra. Teamwork makes the dream work. Teamwork makes the dream work. Both my sons, Jim and Jeff, were at an MLK Day celebration in Lake Tahoe, about 11 years ago. And they told me that there were about 2,000 people gathered on the slopes. And they heard a black lady use this wonderful phrase, teamwork makes the dream work. And usually a leader steps up to cast this vision, to get people on board, to make the dream work by working together. Well, we need a vision of equality, justice, clarity, and compassion. And way before Martin Luther King, we had people right here in Pennsylvania running the Underground Railroad. Many different farms and homes. There are even museums showing where they all are. We would like to go investigate it some more because it is rich history. Thomas Garrett Jr., do you know that name? He defied the law of the land, and that's the one that the slave owners had put in place about it being illegal to hide or house a runaway slave. And he saved more than 2,500 people, maybe more, from slavery. Harriet Tubman, you know that name, she was a friend of his. She would visit his home from time to time. His home, his sanctuary in Drexel Hill, right here in Drexel Hill. And then there were brothers and cousins and others and other people who were involved in this wonderful movement. They were courageous and they were caring. And unlike the other homes and farms where they had to hide the slaves who would run away, Thomas Garrett Jr. was very out front about it. This is my home. This is my sanctuary. Anyone is welcome to come here who needs to come here, and they left him alone. We need leaders who are courageous, who will step up and say, this is the right thing to do. This is the loving, wise, human thing to do. And this work continued. It continued even into Westchester. Who knew? Westchester. So the concept of Anam Cara was alive and well. O'Donohue goes on to say, love is anything but sentimental. In fact, it is the most real and creative form of human presence. Love is the threshold where divine and human presence ebb and flow into each other. All presence depends on consciousness. Where there is a depth of awareness, there is a reverence for presence. When are we all going to awaken to the realization that we must be in the awe of the presence of the divine within every human being? No exceptions. That's the Anam Cara. We don't need just one soul friend. We can have many soul friends. Starting with one is probably a pretty good idea. Someone you're comfortable with, someone you feel trustworthy. Awareness is one of the greatest gifts that you can bring to your friendship. Awareness. Not overlooking anything, but seeing deeply into their hearts who they truly are. That begins by remembering who we truly are, living from the authentic self, which is always loving, always wise. And unlike the slave owners of the day, who did not see these people as human beings, can you imagine? They were chattel. The soul friendship and life-saving actions grew out of the awareness of each one's worthiness as being a true being, not property. Women, too, had to grow beyond the concept that they were the property of their husbands. Oh boy, we got over that one a long time ago, didn't we? Each one of us is a spiritual entity. That means that's true of every sentient being. So from our healthy alliances, we're developing healthy alliances. We co-create a world that works for all. I was born in Los Angeles at the California Hospital. You don't get to be more of a native Californian than that. And we lived on Jefferson Boulevard, where I was by 5th grade, my last year there before we all moved to Redondo Beach. I was a minority. We were the minority. In my 5th grade class, there was one white boy and one Chinese girl and myself. And so it was no big deal to me to be living with people of different ethnicities. It was challenging for the adults, though. See, children are different from adults. Did I tell you that? Children see a person's heart, not the differences. And so they tried to fill me with fear. You know that? Like, we had Pachucos. Did you ever hear of Pachucos? They were a very interesting set of Hispanic young men. I guess there must have been young women too, but I only saw the Hispanic men. They had a special style, which was really quite interesting. They wore long suit coats and baggy pants. The baggy pants came back, didn't they? Long suit coats and gold chains, and they'd stand on the corner, snapping. Well, I walked by them. They never bothered me, but I was told to stay away from them. Also, we had at that time a preponderance of dark-skinned people, and many of the adults felt fearful about that. Why do we feel fearful about people who look different than we do? Maybe speak differently, maybe dress differently, maybe even act differently. And that was the time there was white flight. where people were leaving downtown and moving out to the suburbs where they could be with their own kind. Well, at that time, growing up in grammar school, going to grammar school, growing up there in Los Angeles, I had my best little friend in school named Phyllis. And I would come in, she would come in, and she was a sweet little brown-skinned girl. And she and I would hug every morning. I think some of the parents might have been offended by that. She was my friend. We cared about each other. Children are different from adults. Adults can learn from the children. Because children, as Martin Luther King spelled out his vision, they judge not by the color of the skin, but by the content of their character. That's what we're in the process of emerging into. And maybe not judging at all, but honoring the content of each other's character. So our hearts begin to open to the other until we realize there's no other. Other is a strange concept. Different, sure. Oh my goodness, look at, well, you can't see your gardens too much right now with all the snow over them. But when you can, look at the vast array of colors and sizes and shapes in your garden. That's humanity. God has created this magnificent garden of humanity. And indwelling each one of us is a divinity which is eternal. It has always been. It will always be. And it's time right now for us to become aware of it. Awareness is the key. And appreciation is the key to deep friendships. So we finally understand there's no other. We are all one, and we celebrate unity in diversity. You see, when we honor the divinity within every human being, when hearts are intertwined with God's love, working together becomes a joyous success. We have much to do in this world to make it even more wonderful. It's a beautiful world right now. It is a beautiful world. And that's with all of the malarkey that's going on out there here and there. It is still a beautiful world. If you live in Pennsylvania, please look outside your window right now at the gorgeous snow that is coming down. It just makes my heart sing. This former Californian adores the snowfall. But then I don't have to shovel it, do I? So all of this begins with our awakening to the loving presence of the unconditional love within us. Unconditional, unqualified. Not, I will love you if, get me a nice Valentine present. I already have 24 gorgeous red roses on my dining room table. That's wonderful, I love it. And there'll be more. Who knows, by tomorrow. And so, Reverend Mike and I love this romantic exchange and the joy of it. But we also understand that real love is far more than that. Real love is taking the dog out in the snow in the middle of the night when she needs to pee, okay? And that's part of our lives too. But that loving, unconditional, loving presence within us is within all people as well. And doing our inner work prepares us to work together to do the greater work that needs to be done in this world. I love to do my inner work every day. Whether it is my own growth assignments from the classes that I'm teaching, and I do that because I want to grow. I don't want my students to grow ahead of me. I need to do the work too. And I love to do the work. But it prepares us for the greater work. We may engage in Anam, Cara, one after another after another. And I choose to create these relationships. And I have learned that I can create these relationships even if the other person is unaware. Here's a holy confession. There are a couple of people who don't like me. Really? Yes. There are a couple of people who haven't liked me for a long time. And I have done my inner work to the point that I truly, honestly can say that I truly love each of these people. And then it occurred to me recently, I can also become an Anam Cara to them, whether they know it or not. How do I do that? By holding them lovingly in my heart. You see, it may not make a difference for them, but oh, what a difference it makes for me. I suggest that to you. If I were to give an assignment today, I might give you that one. Think about people that you have an unpleasant relationship with, or way in the past did, and so you sort of wrote them off. Or you pretend that they aren't in your life anymore, and maybe they aren't. But don't you know that there's a healing from this unconditional love within us that can take place within us by embracing this person in love? You may never see them again, it doesn't matter, but embrace them with love. And perhaps, as my latest epiphany came about making an Anam Cara with each of these people, maybe you'd like to do that too. It may not be somebody that you ever have an actual exchange with again, but you can send the love. I recommend it. It feels really good, and you become light, and you're not carrying that burden anymore. That's what love is about. Have I left speaking and gone to preaching? Well, maybe so. I have a license for it. I just try not to do it too often. It creates a peaceful, loving heart. And don't you think that's what really matters? If we all experience and develop a peaceful, loving heart, we can bring something wonderful into the world, because we are not interested in the love of power. What are we interested in? Say it with me. The power of love. Don't You Love This by Hafiz. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there, where the soul lies down in the grass, and the world is too full to talk about. Ideas, language, even the phrase each other doesn't make sense. Was it Hafiz or was it Rumi? Either one, I thank you. Doing this inner work prepares us for the teamwork that makes the dream work. Do our work within. It's delicious. It's effective. It brings peace and love into our own hearts so that we can share that with each other when we're on a team working together for the greater good of everyone and the world itself. Let's insist on a world that works for all. Insist on it. A place of love and compassion. A place of justice and equality. Let's extend our hands and our hearts to friends and to strangers, because strangers don't stay for strangers very long then, do they? We're forming creative relationships. We're creating soul friends. I wonder if Mr. Rogers had read this book, if he might have started his broadcast with, "Won't you be my soul friend?" And toward the back of the book, O'Donoghue has a beautiful blessing I'd like to share with you. May the light of your soul guide you. May the light of your soul bless the work that you do with secret love and warmth of your heart. May you see in what you do the beauty of your own soul. May the sacredness of your work bring healthy, light, healing light, and renewal to those who work with you and those who see and receive your work. May your work never weary you. May it release you. May it release within you well springs of refreshment. May you be present in what you do with inspiration and excitement. May you never become lost in the bland absences. May the day never burden. May dawn find you awake and alert, approaching your day with dreams, possibilities, and promises. May evening find you gracious and fulfilled. May you go into the night blessed, sheltered, and protected. May your soul calm, console, and renew you. Will you say with me, I am an expression of divine love.
I am an expression of divine love.
I am love, loving, and loved.
I am love, loving, and loved.
My relationships are healthy,
My relationships are healthy,
happy, conscious, loving,
conscious, loving,
creative, and compassionate.
creative, and compassionate.
I am God loving itself.
I am God loving itself.
And so, my beloved ones, beginneth our lesson. Thank you. Wow, thank you, thank you. Will you be my soul friend? Oh, it's offertory time. I love offertory time because it gives me an opportunity to share my abundance with this beloved center. Many of you give to our center. Thank you, thank you, thank you in so many beautiful ways, and they're listed there for you. You can do it so easily online on your phone. I still love to give my tithe directly here with a check. Remember checks? to my beloved center, because you are the closest channel to my spiritual source, and I want to feed it. I love watching it be healthy as it grows. All right, will you say with me our prosperity affirmation? I choose to celebrate prosperity. Divine love blesses my gift. It is my acceptance of God as the source of my abundant supply. With joy and gratitude, I share my abundance with this center. In doing so, I am one with the law of circulation. My tithe goes forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless. It returns to me multiplied abundantly, and I am prospered, and so it is.
Weather, the waves, the cliffs, the caves, the mountains, changing every day. The seasons, the clouds, the stars come out each night in a slightly different way. Oh, what do I know? Constant is my soul, constant is the sun, constant is the love of the one. I can feel my heart beating like a drum. One mystery ends and another's begun. I'm watching the world spin beyond my control. Constant is my soul. The vision, the hope, the light I've known could be gone. Everything changes by the day. Changes by the aches, the pains, the dreams down the drain again, leaving darkness in their wake. Oh, what do I see? Constant is my soul, constant is the sun, constant is the love of the one. can feel my heart beating like a drum. One mystery ends and another's begun. Watching the world spin beyond my control. Constant is my soul. And why do I fear another new beginning when I already know each ending coming in its perfect time and way? Constant is my soul. Constant is the sun. Constant is the love of the one. I can feel my heart beating like a drum. One mystery ends and another's begun. Constant is my soul. Constant is the sun. Constant is the love of the one. I can feel my heart beating like a drum. One mystery ends and another's begun. Watching the world spin beyond my control. Watching the world spin beyond my control. Constant is my soul. Constant is my soul. Constant is my soul. Constant is my soul. Constant is my soul.
Hello, my name is Suzanne Smethers, and I'm proud to be a member of your Board of Trustees. Welcome, everyone. We are live streaming from Inspiration Cafe here in Paoli, and we are thrilled to have you virtually join us today, wherever you are in the world. Thank you, Dr. Maxine, for that beautiful, loving, inspirational talk, and I, too, am thrilled to be here in Pennsylvania. It is a beautiful place. I have a question. Have you seen the second edition of our monthly Bot Spot? This is a monthly update from our esteemed board president, Edie Janik, and I'd like to take a minute to read it to you. It reads, "Love is in the air, and so it seems appropriate to express the love we have for our Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living. Our inspiring and energetic Dr. Maxine and her beau, Reverend Mike, our devoted board of trustees, and all the center's beautiful members and friends. Webster says, a Valentine is a gift or greeting sent or given, especially to a sweetheart on Valentine's Day. So much love to all GPCSL sweethearts. You make it possible for us to learn from one another while continuing to provide world-class Sunday celebrations, classes, and events. It is through your engagement in this community and dedication to living, loving, and learning we demonstrate spirituality that works." Update. Rest assured, our center's belongings have been comfortably stowed away and standing ready to adorn our next perfect house for our home. In the meantime, your Board of Trustees, in concert with the community and ministry, is planning in-person events, life-enhancing classes, and exploring options for new locations. At the moment, we are operating virtually for a few reasons. We prefer not to spend your lovingly contributed treasure for space that is not being fully utilized. The pandemic has impacted in-person Sunday celebrations and class attendance. Having significantly reduced our monthly rental expense, we are actively exploring cost-conscious ways to invite the community to come together in-person events while also exploring a multitude of options for a more permanent location. Please join us each Sunday virtually, slippers on feet and coffee, tea in hand, as we gather together to demonstrate our commitment to creating a world that works all the time for everyone. If you are watching us and enjoying our Sunday celebrations and love notes on Facebook or YouTube channel, please be sure to like, to subscribe, and to share with others. When you subscribe, you will receive notices when our Sunday celebration and daily love notes are uploaded. Again, we will continue to live stream on Sunday celebrations every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Just visit us at www.cslphilly.org and click on the orange Watch Live button to see all our virtual love notes and past Sunday celebrations. Well, that's it for today's announcements. I will go forth and scatter love and joy wherever I go, and following Dr. Maxine's beautiful inspirational talk, and I hope you join me as well. See you next week. Bye.
Oh, Suzanne, that was wonderful. Will you be my soul friend?
Yes, I will.
Thank you. Oh, that was just wonderful. Okay. Well, will you all be our soul friends? Yes. Now we're going to have a closing song by Deb Chamberlain, and it's called You Are Love.
You are love, 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 you are love. You are love, 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 you are love. I can't dance, I can't sing. Some days I can't do anything. It's not fair, it's not right. What is the purpose to this silly life? Something's happened me on my shoulder, pulling me on my leg, saying, excuse me, I interrupt this broadcast with a message from your soul. Excuse me for an all points bulletin from the source where you are whole. You are love, 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 you are love. You are love, 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 you are love. It's like that some days, can't see the light through the foggy haze, but I know down deep is the truth like a sacred seed. It keeps tapping me on my shoulder, pulling me on my leg, saying, excuse me, I interrupt this broadcast with a message from your soul. Excuse me for an all points bulletin from the source where you are whole. You are love, 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 you are love. You are love, 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 you are love. It's okay, I will always remind you who you really are. Your mind can try to run, but it never gets too far. Before I say, excuse me, I interrupt this broadcast with a message from your soul. Excuse me for an all points bulletin from the source where you are whole. You are love, 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 you are love. 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 You are love, 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 you are
Reverend Mike and I wish you all
A very happy Valentine's Day.
And as we go forth, spreading that joy and that love wherever we are, recognizing and celebrating the Anam Cara within each person, our hearts open widely. We are so blessed. Life is good because it is filled with unconditional love. For this and much, much more, we are grateful, and so it is.